Hello everyone. I just wanted to share with you some reflections of 2020. I know this has been an incredibly chaotic year for the majority of us, with COVID, with schools shutting down, with everything happening in our world right now. And I guess I felt like I needed to share some things that I've learned over these past nine months, since everything kind of went sideways. At the beginning of the year, we were all excited that we were going to go to Boise to visit my sister. My son was graduating elementary school, and we were also planning his bar mitzvah. He was turning 13 this year. And we had all these plans made. And then on March 11th, the first COVID-19 case came to Manitoba, and the world stopped for us. And I'm sure it stopped for many of us. Schools shut down, all the extracurricular activities were cancelled, or they went on virtual platform. I'm now really familiar with Zoom. I never used to know what Zoom was, but now I know a lot more about it than I used to. And the other cancellation, which was sad, was that church services were cancelled. In-person church services were cancelled, and we had to go virtual for that too. The world as we knew it changed so dramatically within a day. However, there is hope in this, and that's why I wanted to share my reflections with you. In the midst of chaos, God has a plan. It reminded me of Proverbs 16:9. We make our plans, but the Lord directs our path. While we had much to look forward to this year, we also lead extremely busy lives. Jason works hard, I stay home minding the fort. My days usually consist of bringing the kids to school, going shopping, maybe counselling, picking the kids up, and depending on the day, taking them to music or dance. COVID-19 changed things, made us stop. We couldn't run around all the time everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. Things shut. I stopped counselling. The kids' activities were no longer in places, they were on the computer. This made us spend more time together as family. We didn't have to drive around the place. And it made us reflect on what we're actually doing. Do we want to go back to this when all this is said and done? And it made us spend time together as family and with God, and also praying together. At the beginning of the year, I always pray to God to ask Him what He has in store for us, and things that I want to pray for and reflect on and have answers to prayer. So, as I always do when I talk to God, I write it down. So I asked God this year, what do I have in store for me for 2020? And He said to me, go deeper. I'm leading you and guiding you. I'm also healing you. He said, I will feel more of His presence. But I need you, God said, I need you to stay close to me. He gave me a scripture, Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. In addition, prayer will be my focus. What struck me the most was when He continued to say, the opposition and distraction will come. And He said to be on guard. God gave me another scripture, John 10:10. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have given you life abundant. Was God warning me about COVID-19? Maybe. There are still so many unanswered questions, and only God knows the answer. In the month of December 2019, I kept seeing the number 111 or 1111, whether it was a license plate or time on the clock. I decided to look it up to see what that number meant, as I know God speaks to us in numbers. The numbers means transitioning or transformation. The more I prayed into that, I felt in my spirit that this year would be a spiritual awakening. Again, was this meant for me, or was it meant for a broader audience? God ultimately said this will be a year of restoration, resolution, and maturation, as well as prayers being answered. Who wouldn't be excited about that? And that's something that I keep looking at and holding on to. God's promises are true, and they will come true. So we are 2/3 of the way through this year already, and I'm still processing how much has been happening around this world, and the fact that my kids have to wear masks to school and can't hug their friends. And there's a sense of fear that they're going to get COVID. The world may be in chaos, but God is not. From the beginning, I knew God had my back. For example, when the kids' schools and daycares were closed, I became so overwhelmed with anxiety and burden, as I just signed up to do a course on spiritual healing that I knew God wanted me to do. I debated cancelling the course, but I hated the idea of giving it up because I knew God wanted me to do it. I prayed and asked God for direction. He answered me very simply by saying, "This is your time to teach your children my ways. They are not a burden. Stay close to me and everything will fall into place." These words strengthened and encouraged me to persevere. In the end, I did finish the course, and I actually did another one after that. These courses were a godsend, no pun intended, as the world shut down and in-person interactions stopped. The courses was interactive and helped me grow in faith. In many ways, they helped bring connection, as our usual connections were stripped from us. This experience reminded me that I need to trust God more and lean not in my own understanding. Reflecting on the goals and dreams God gave me at the beginning of the year, many have come true. Many are in the process of being fulfilled, including my healing. I realize now that these dreams are not just for myself, but also for my family. For instance, God opened the door for my husband to pursue a master's in leadership, and my middle daughter Sarah is being baptized. Sarah is also writing worship songs and praise for the sick, like her mum. So this pandemic has fueled my faith. I cling to God and His word. The deeper I go with Him, the stronger I become. The more peace I feel, and the more confident I am. God is a just God. He wants all to know Him and have a relationship with Him. The only way out of this pandemic of fear and insecurity is surrendering to God and allowing Jesus into your heart. So wherever you are today, whatever you're doing when you're listening to this, I just pray that you will know that there is a bigger picture in all of this. You may not feel like there is one right now, but God is the God of hope, and God is the God of promises. And He will fulfill His promises because He is faithful. Trust in the Lord your God and lean not in your own understanding, and He will make straight your path. Thank you and have a blessed day.